What's going on, guys? My name is Arvin Saxena, and I am a BSF mentor inside of the Platinum Club, the inner VIP Platinum Club mentorship program that we have. And in today, we're going to go ahead and talk about the fourth part of the multi-part series of the Facebook and Instagram advertising done the BSF way. So in our last post, we discovered, basically the differences between the horizontal and vertical scaling. To recap, the main differences is as highlighted as below. So horizontal scaling is when we are increasing the number of ad sets, not the budget. So essentially what we're doing is we're duplicating the ad sets that are getting the sales here, and we're just applying the 5x duplication. Typically, when you get a sale, you go ahead and duplicate that 5 times, essentially creating more and more pockets within that actual pool of audience, essentially that allows you to go ahead and see if there's other actual interests within that audience, and if it's not just an initial lucky sale. So you want to go ahead and horizontally scale that. And the goal of horizontal scaling is to gather data as quickly as possible, because as you guys know, Facebook works on data collection. You want to make sure that your pixel has enough data so you're able to go ahead and actually look at the good metrics and scale those winners. And obviously pause all the poor metrics at audiences as well. So we want to gather data as soon as possible. And vertical scaling is simply when we look for potential ad sets to actually boost the budget, hence known as vertical scaling. So horizontal scaling is increasing the number of actual ad sets horizontally, and vertical scaling is increasing essentially the budget vertically, right? So that's exactly what it means. And what happens when you see actually an ad set that has spent more than 4 to 5 days and actually has more than 3 sales? So as you know, in horizontal scaling, we simply just go ahead and duplicate the ad sets just to see if there's other actual areas of interest within that actual pool of audience. Let's say, for example, we have a algorithmic targeting sheet that we've made, and one of our columns, which is the store light flex, right? One of the keywords in the store light flex has gotten us a sale, right? What we could do is simply duplicate that within our campaign 5 more times to see if there's actually other interests within that might actually succeed and do really well as well, right? We want to try to gather data. We want to make sure that we weed out the actual, thinking of whether it's just an actual lucky sale that we got. We want to know if it's actually going to give us traction, right? And that's why we horizontally duplicate, and it gives us much more sales, allows our pixel to understand who the ideal buyer is, and therefore then we can go ahead and proceed with continuing to scale the campaign, because that allows us to find that ideal buyer, work on lowering the cost to acquire this person, work on increasing conversion rates and getting more profit at the end of the day, running your business successfully. But vertical scaling is if you see potential within those ad sets that have already gotten that sale, but now they're getting a couple of sales, right? So if you're seeing that they're spent from 4 to 5 days and they've gotten more than 3 sales, we can apply the 20% edit budget rule. Essentially states that if you do see that traction and you want to be conservative, right, you can go ahead and boost the budget from, let's say if you're running $5 per day, you can boost it to 20% increase, which is $6, right? And then 20% increase of that would be $7.20. And then it keeps going on and on and on and on, right? And we can apply it, we can boost the budget, because now vertically we're scaling because that specific ad set has shown us that, hey, listen, I've gotten some traction here. It's not just a lucky sale. We can definitely go ahead and try to see if we can boost more budget, push more traffic towards that by boosting budget, of course, and seeing if there's more conversions because of the actual boost in budget, right? And then you have, you basically want to analyze the performance very carefully when you boost the budget, because you're increasing the ad spend, which is more money that's coming out of your wallet every single day on Facebook. But you only do this when you have the proper potential. If you see the potential, you can go ahead and do that. And then you increase the budget for those ad sets at midnight, right? And we can analyze the performance of that ad set for the next 24 to 48 hours to see if it actually is consistent and it's performing better than ever. Now, keep in mind, if it is not performing as well, so let's say, for example, if you're noticing that after 24 to 48 hours it is increasing in performance, we can continue to increase the budget, right? And if it's not increasing in performance, it's actually decreasing in performance, we can simply go ahead and revert the budget back and kind of see if the ad set stabilizes, and basically try it again, right? Notice that we've only increased the budget for those audiences that have actually showed us potential, because we're much more confident in their ability to perform well, hence known as vertical scaling, right? So to quickly recap, horizontal scaling is when we simply increase the number of ad sets, not the budget of the ad sets, and the goal is to collect more data by the 5x duplication method, while the vertical scaling is simply when we go ahead and actually look for potential ad sets to boost the budget vertically, and this is because we have potential in them, and then we kind of carefully monitor their performance. So, for example, if you have ad set A and it has spent 4 to 5 days, has 2 to 3 sales, 3+ sales, and you boost the budget here from $5 to $6, and within the next 48 hours, it seems like the return on ad spend is increasing or staying the same. Perhaps it's worth to try another boost in budget to see if it's actually staying the same while you're actually pushing more traffic to it, hence increasing the conversion rate, and hence actually getting more revenue, right? And let's say, for example, if you boost it and it's not actually increasing, and you're noticing that it's just actually declining in performance, perhaps you're out of the sweet spot, right? And you want to go ahead and revert the budget back to the original and continue to see if it stabilizes. Of course, if it keeps declining, you can pause that ad set. But if it's actually bringing stability again, you might want to try it again to go ahead and increase the budget. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. This is the difference between horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much.